What is that behind you?
It's actually my symbol for the show. That's Grue.
I love it. That's so
Thank, thank you.
room. I have like all this like just a bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I I love co- collecting stuff too, like all kind of horror figurines and all that stuff. So,
I even got a little Doc Brown, so yeah.
oh my God, so awesome! I love that. So, so like the first thing I want to start out asking you, got a new film, Hideout, and there's been a ton of films made about camps. And what was so special about this film that made you want to come on board for it?
So this movie, like for me, I'm a big camp nerd. Like um I've gone to camp over the years. When I was a kid growing up, I was a Boy Scout.
Nice.
Is one of my favorite memories growing up. And as a father of two, they're going to camp now. Both of them
Okay.
gone to camp this year. And my youngest, I actually got to go to camp with and experience summer camp on Catalina Island for Boy Scouts. And we got to do things that we had never done before. And so for me, like camp has always been a big part of my life. And what makes this movie stand out from a lot of the other movies is, we have fun hijinks, we have fun over the top action sequences where the bad guys are tripping and falling and doing things, but at the end of the day we have heart. And I think that is like the the big part of this story is experiencing summer camp through our character Noah, and experiencing friendship and change, and how when you're down and out, that it's not too late to meet new friends and to experience new things. I always kind of think of it as you go to summer camp and you don't really want to go your first time because
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
intimidated by it. You're away from your parents. You don't, and then you're there and you experience it and you're just like, this is the greatest thing ever. And you make new friends, you do new activities, and you don't want to leave. And that's how we feel about this movie is you're going to enter this fun camp experience and you're never going to want it to end.
Yes, that's what I got when I watched it too, because like you were saying, I watch how Noah is he's doesn't want to be there at first, like it's plain as day, and then he forms a bond with the people at the camp, like without giving a lot away, of course. And the cast, like I love the cast, like Noah is the actor that plays Noah is great, and Christopher Lloyd, like oh my God, like Christopher Lloyd was exactly how I thought that he was going to be.
I mean, it's so funny you say that because like when we cast Christopher Lloyd, like we had high aspirations, and Christopher Lloyd was at the top of our list for this particular character because he can make mean fun, right? Christopher Lloyd can say anything and it's fun. And so the very first scene that we had him, and he's yelling at the campers at this food fight, and I just we're all so giddy on his performance and on his take of the character, and he just makes it look so effortless. He's so fun. He really does a great job with the younger cast and mentoring, and working with Ethan, who is a stellar actor. He's somebody to watch out for in the future. I think he does a fantastic job in this movie, and
Oh,
a lot put on his shoulders this type of film because we're following him throughout the movie. And if you don't like
mhm.
Ethan or the way Noah is, then it's hard. And he does such an incredible job. And those scenes that he has, the taunting scenes and the fun scenes and the chase scenes and those, but he's really fun at the action. But then once you get to the heart of the scenes, the heart of the movie, scenes with Corbin Blue, scenes with Christopher Lloyd, you really see the range that he has. And I mean, we were just amazingly fortunate to find somebody as Ethan. And I think the rest of our kid cast, I mean, we found really, really, really great actors that are super fun. And, it's such a variety of personalities that not one character feels the same as the other.
So was this actually filmed at a camp, or was it like a the set?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The movie was filmed at Deer Run Camp in Franklin.
Mhm.
So it was a real summer camp. And one of the things that we did when we went to the camp is we incorporated a lot of the things that were at that particular camp into the script. So, we're like, oh, there's a paint gun course. Let's do something with the paint course. Oh, there's this like zip line. There's zip lines all over that camp. And so we would let's do something with zip line. And there wasn't a giant hole for the actors to fall into. We had to dig that ourselves. Uh, not with shovels, obviously, but
Well, yeah.
they dug that morning though. When we did that, they had a scoop and everything. But we incorporated a lot of the things with the actual summer camp into the movie.
Oh,
So,
that's so awesome.
yeah.
So, what are some of the things you love doing when you went to camp?
So I went to Boy Scout camp, and I went to this camp called Philmont Scout Ranch. It is um I think it's like a 200 square mile summer camp, and you do a lot of backpacking. So you're probably like each group that goes to Philmont, they're on a trek, and it's 20 to 40-mile trek. It just depends on what you do. And so for me, going to that camp, um, each stop on the trek when you're hiking has a different activity. And so for me, like, we did spar pole climbing, which is like going up like a telephone pole with spikes. That was fun. We went rappelling. We learned how to black powder rifle shoot, which is the old school way of firing a gun, where you have like some gauze and you got to put it in your mouth, and you like put some the black powder in, then you put the bullet in or whatever. And experiencing something I never would have expected to ever experience, doing that type of thing. And then we did burro racing, and I mean, there's so many different things that we did at camp that, like, I remember to this day. And I you start picturing, and that's what I hope families and people will experience with this movie is, watching it. And if you've gone to summer camp, you're kind of reliving those moments in your life where you're watching it and you're like, I remember doing this. And if you haven't gone to summer camp, you're like, gosh, I wish I would have done this, or I really want my kids to experience this. And so that's what we really want, the audience to take away is, reliving and having that summer camp experience, because it's so memorable and nostalgic and fun.
Oh, yeah, of course. And this is my last question I have for you is was being someone who's making the film behind the lens, was there any scene that you loved shooting the most?
Ooh, it's like picking kids. Um I would say I really enjoyed, there's so much of the movie that I really enjoyed shooting, but I enjoyed the um oh I would say I enjoyed the shooting the food fight, because it's something that I'd never done before. It was something that really needed a lot of planning and laying out. And it was something that the entire cast and crew, most of the cast was there for it. So it was great that it was a scene where everybody was a part of, and letting them unload and unwind with like the food everywhere. It was a blast to film, and I think that really shows up on camera. Like, we had such a amazing time making this movie. The kids that are in the movie, the adults that are in the movie, like, everybody had such joy in putting this together, that we put everybody put their heart and soul into the movie. And I think, it's one of those movies, it's a summer camp movie that, parents and families, like, you go to the theater and you're going to come out smiling. You're going to come out wanting to go to summer camp. And, that shared experience is, you can't do better than that.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for taking time and meeting Grue.
Yeah. Thank
Have a good